Hello and welcome to the Smiths Hire Preview Show. I'm Jed Mills and here's what's coming up on today's episode. We'll look ahead to the upcoming trip to Nottingham Forest this weekend. After making his first appearance of the season in the recent win over Blackburn, Stuart Moore discusses deputising for the injured Chris Maxwell. Neil Critchley looks ahead to Saturday's visit to the City Ground, plus Jerry H shares his thoughts on the season so far. Well, I'm pleased to say joining me in the studio today for his preview show debut is Blackpool's defender Richard Keogh. Well, Richard, thank you very much for joining us. First of all, welcome to the preview show, your first appearance on it. Tell us about your start at Blackpool and how you've settled in.
Yeah, I mean, I'm loving every second of it, to be honest. It's everything I kind of expected. Obviously, when I spoke to the manager in the summer, and yeah, I'm feeling really comfortable. I'm feeling really at home, and yeah, it's just a great group to be around. Obviously, the manager's very good to work for. I feel like I've learnt a lot, and even at my age, you know, you're always learning, and I feel like I've learnt a lot from the manager as well. So yeah, all in all, it's been really positive, and yeah, I can't thank everyone enough.
So you came into the team straight away, then sort of had a few games out, came back in, and have kind of really put yourself as this fan's favourite at the moment. I mean, it must be lovely to hear and see as well. Of
course, yeah. I think I knew when I'd signed, it was always going to take me a little bit of time to obviously get used to the way they want to play. But also, like, I come in probably halfway through pre-season as well, so it was always, I knew my body, so I knew that it was going to take me a little bit of time to get up to where I wanted to be. And actually, the games at the start probably really helped me to kind of get to probably the level I'm at now. So yeah, I knew coming in that obviously, like, there was going to be times when I'll probably have to come out of the team a little bit. Obviously, some great players, but yeah, like I said before, you know, we've got a very competitive squad, and my role here is to obviously help the group and the manager, but also, you know, do on the pitch, and that's what I feel like I'm doing. So yeah, and like you say, the fans have been absolutely fantastic with myself, and I think any player, like you say, especially here, the atmosphere. I think every home game, the crowd have been amazing. The players have really kind of bought into that as well. I think like we really thrive off that. And yeah, listen, I think throughout the season they're going to be massive. And so yeah, I think the club is in a really good place at the moment. I think with the owner taking over, obviously the lads getting promoted. I think there's a real connection between the team and the fans, and I think that's really key in any football club. When you've got that kind of connection on the pitch, you know, it can really go places. Yeah, absolutely. I think go back to the point where you say you came back halfway through. I mean, how tough is it for football? Because like every fan, you just think, well, you're a footballer. Why can't you just like be? Yeah. Surely you're fit. Surely you'd be performing every week. But like you said, it took you a few games to get used to it. Why? What is the difference between being just fit as a person and being match fit and championship ready? No, exactly. I think it's a very good question. I think for me it was. Obviously, my level of fitness was good. I kept myself very fit over the summer. Obviously, naturally, I've been lucky. I've played quite a lot of games, you know, throughout my career. So, so yeah, I think the general fitness is obviously your baseline. But then once you get into the kind of match stuff, do you know what I mean? It's like it's a different type of training, like the kind of football side. So yeah, when I first come in, obviously, I had to kind of do the fitness side, just get used to kind of being involved in the group, and then slowly obviously work my way into the kind of more football stuff. And so yeah, obviously we only had like, what was it, two and a half pre-season friendlies really for myself. So so yeah, it's all about learning, and like I say, the way the lads, the manager wants to play here. Yeah, it takes not loads to get used to, but like I say, just to work out obviously exactly what the manager wants, and also building up relationships with players. You know, like when you play with different players, I think as you play more with them and get to know them as people, I think you understand their game a little more, what I like to do, what I know, what they like to do. And I think if you've seen the team evolve like throughout the season, I think that's down to the relationships that everyone's building. And so yeah, I think there's just a slight tweak to it in the kind of fitness side of it. I think you ask probably any player, you know, pre-season is tough, but you know, everyone looks forward to the games because they need that kind of game fitness to feel at their best. Is that kind of what we're seeing now then, from the start of the season, where it was in the Championship, the level of excitement from the fans, you know, and understandably, you know, this team was going places, it was signing really good players as well, just didn't quite happen at the start. Similar to last year, let's be honest, but now
there seems to be that bit of momentum. Really good win against Blackburn just before the international break.
Yeah.
Good position in the table. Is that kind of what we're seeing now? People have got used to each other.
I think so. I think there's always obviously going to be a transition period when you bring in other players. Obviously, the group has, the club have done fantastic to keep a lot of the majority of the group that have been successful last season. But anyone who's like coming into a new team, I say, especially with a bit of a broken pre-season, I think obviously the guys come back a little bit later, obviously hence the playoffs. I think the manager spoke on it at the time. He said, like, obviously pre-season's not ideal, COVID, etc. So yeah, that's obviously for a manager or coach and as a player, that's a critical time to kind of build that kind of relationship and stuff. So probably the manager had to kind of fast forward a few things that he probably would like to have done. But yeah, sometimes it's better to learn out on the pitch. It's like better to kind of, as much as you don't want to make mistakes, but sometimes it's better to kind of go through it to then learn from it to then get better. And I think that's what we've done. I think we played quite well at the start of the season in the actual game. When you took the game in isolation, I just think in certain moments we got punished, and that's the next level up. So yeah, I think we knew we was playing well, but without kind of being the team that we wanted to be. So it was about kind of staying on the right track, and like I say, just getting a bit cleaner in certain areas of our game. And we worked hard on the training pitch, and obviously the manager is very detailed in that. And yeah, so far so good. So yeah, hopefully we just keep going, and there's going to be a few more bumps in the road, but like I say, we just got to keep learning and keep improving.
How was the international break for you? Was it the lads, were you in training? Do you have a bit of time off?
Yeah, we managed to have a few days off, which I think is good. I think, like, obviously it's been such a relentless season so far, and the Championship is a relentless season. I think physically you need it, but I think mentally as well, it's quite good to kind of step away from it, spend some time with your family, with friends, and we spend so much time together. It's great. We all love each other and that, and we've got a great team spirit. But sometimes it's nice just to step away from it a bit, and like I say, obviously the manager understands that, and. So yeah, it's been a really nice refresh break. Lads have come back really good this week. This training's been very good, and yeah, I think everyone's just looking forward to the game.
Nottingham Forest. It's a great stadium. It's a great ground. Great passionate fans.
Yeah.
Fans you'll know a lot about as well with your time at Derby.
No, exactly. Speaking about it before, it's a fantastic place to play football. The atmosphere is very, very good. I've had some good battles with them over the years, and actually, I'm probably not their favourite player ever. I would have thought, but listen, it's how passionate they are. It's part of the game, and as a player, you kind of like it sometimes. Like I say, you're so focused on the game and trying to help the team that it just comes with it. To be honest, it's actually nice to have the fans back. Like, last season playing, it just didn't feel the same game. It just didn't have the same feel at all. So this year, I think, like I say, just having the fans back in the stadiums has been great for football and great for everyone.
I'm thinking you're one of those players that will thrive off it. So like say fans nod in, doesn't matter whether it's chanting or a bit of abuse, you sort of thrive off that?
No, I agree, I think that's kind of my personality, my character, the way I play the game. And I think that's probably why fans take to me, I guess, the way I play. I leave it all out there, and I give 100% every time I play. And like you say, for me it was very different playing without the fans, I must admit. As a fans, I guess it felt horrible watching it from TV instead of being actually in there and supporting. From a player's point of view, you can't beat that feeling of the crowd. It's why you sacrifice so much when you're young to get to the position. You want to play in front of big crowds. You want to play against the best players. So for me as a player, I prefer it when the stadium's there, an atmosphere.
But you're looking forward to it, aren't you, this weekend?
Yeah, of course, exactly. I think this is why, like I said to the lads at the start of the season, this is why you've earned the right to kind of be in the Championship. You've earned the right to play against these big clubs and against these players who are, a lot of them Premier League players. You know what I mean? So this is why you're in it. This is why you sacrificed so much last year to get into this position. So enjoy it, embrace it. Just test yourself against some really good players. So. We know Saturday's going to be a tough game. Obviously got a new manager, very good manager who achieved success at Swansea, getting them into the playoffs a couple of times. So he's obviously got a certain style about him, and we're ready for the game, and can't wait for it.
Thanks for tuning in to a snippet of this week's Smith's Hire Preview Show. If you want to watch the full episode and more exclusive behind the scenes content, purchase a Tangerine TV membership for just $1.99 a month. Head over to the Blackpool website for full details.